All right, guys, welcome back to the live stream on the official MLB Rivals YouTube channel. I'm your host, JayFish, and we are back today covering probably the biggest update we've gotten in this game since it came out almost 2 years ago in July of 2023. We got brand new Hall of Fame cards that got added of players that are in the Hall of Fame in real life, including Derek Jeter, who was added to the game recently, but now he has a Hall of Fame card. We're going to be covering everything in this update. There's a lot to cover. I'm hoping we can get through everything in this stream. That's how much there is. And if we do, and there is time to play a live match, we will get a live match game in, but I say it's a less than 5% chance that we get to play a live match game today because there's just that much to do. Also, we're going to do a mini pack opening. We are going to get some new cards in this one, including a Hall of Fame card for sure. Multiple because of an event as well. We have a lot to cover though. Like I said, we'll get started in just a second, but main thing is covering this new Hall of Fame update. And then just to let you guys know, to sum up this update, it added cards that are better than the signature tier cards in this game, which were the top tier previously. And they literally state in the update that this is the new highest tier card that you can get. And you can get a free card, one of these Hall of Fame cards for free via an event going on right now. So make sure if you guys play this game, log in, and if you click on this event right here that says Hall of Fame, you can select one of the 6 players from this Hall of Fame update that I added and get a Hall of Fame player on your team. So everyone gets one for free, and then after that it's going to be kind of difficult to get, but there's multiple different ways you guys can get it without having to get a pack. You can recruit them and stuff as well. So there's a lot going on. I'm excited. I wish there was a few things that could have changed in terms of how they do that, and I hope it does over time. But it's a pretty big update that we're going to be covering in this one. Also, coupon code tonight will be 300 stars and 300 league balls, or just play balls in general. And also, I think the only other thing is we will look at cards at the chat in the chat at the end of the stream. That is the goal. Since we're not for sure playing live match pretty much in this one, there is a chance. But if we're not, we're going to be looking at cards in the chat at the end. We are currently in channel 777. That's the one we normally go in. So don't put cards in right now because they'll probably be out of the chat by then. But once we get to the end of the stream and I say we're going to look at cards in the chat, put them in the YouTube, and then also show them in here, and we'll go from there. So, and I see that K-Cal's got Greg Maddux already. That's a good choice right there. That's a good choice. We'll show you guys my squad, show you what we need, and then we'll go from there later as well. So let's see who's in here. We got Spencer, glad you can make it, my man. Massive update. Yeah, I mean, when they added moment cards, there was a lot to cover, but it was weird because moment cards were kind of an in-between card between primes and SIGs. It's like, are they better than SIGs? Not really, but there's certain buffs that make them a little bit better in certain aspects, where this is for sure, they literally state it's the highest tier card now, and there's so much that changed with it. Not just the update and adding a Hall of Fame, but just the update in general for May. Added a bunch of new stuff, changed some resources and items that we have in the game and how they work. And yeah, it's just a lot to cover. I'm excited. Emilio, what is up? Glad you can make it. John 48, good to see you here. Kate Moo, Jose, what's up? Glad you can make it. K-Cow, honestly, an insane update. It really is. They teased the Hall of Fame stuff coming up to it, and then when they dropped it, I didn't realize that much was getting added. So I'm really gonna need to drink my water today because I'm gonna be talking a lot, and I'm sure my mouth is gonna get dry. So I'm gonna need to remember to drink some of that. Who else is in here? If you guys are just now joining, say what is up, by the way. I will shout you guys out. Gustavo, glad you can make it. Ralph, can't wait for that Maddux on the Cubs team. Yes, so I will say, Hall of Fame players add to your team set deck no matter what team, but you can get a team player, possibly, if they have if one of these Hall of Fame cards has a team preferred option, because you can change the team of these cards if they played for multiple teams, which will show you guys all of that. But yes, there are multiple different teams some of these guys have, and if you can get the same team as what you have, that's cool, but it doesn't make a huge difference besides the fact of adding to your count limit of how many Hall of Fame cards you can have in your lineup, which we'll talk about in a little bit. We got Alec 18. Let's go, baby. The cards that were picked are buns. I wouldn't say they are buns. Do you guys agree with Alec that the Hall of Fame cards that were picked were buns? I think we got some really good ones in there. We got some ones that I guess aren't as popular, but I think we got some really good Hall of Fame cards in there. And I'm assuming they'll probably be adding more in the future, like they do in terms of just adding other types of cards in this game and in 9i. So I think that they're gonna be adding more cards, but I think this first update was pretty strong. You can't lay out all your cards in one update. And also, I mean, when you're talking about an MLB licensed game, it has to be who's under contract, licensing agreements, and everything too. So I didn't think they were buns. There's definitely some better players out there that they can add in the future, but I thought they were pretty good. I don't know, but what's up, Alec? Glad you can make it. Appreciate you you coming in the stream and saying what's up. Catcher Boy, good to see you. We got Tyler, good to see you as well. Didn't realize you could see that. Yes. So 777 has a lot of people in there. It just keeps on scrolling with cards and stuff. So I guess some people are just chilling there. All right, so I think we're caught up on the chat. We got some updates to cover, and then we're gonna we have some events to cover, and then we're gonna jump in right into the update because it's gonna be a while, y'all. We got a lot to show off, so some new stuff to try out, and take everything with a grain of salt from me today. This is a brand new update. There are certain things I haven't been able to test out yet just because they're locked. So I'm gonna read the update, go through it with you guys, and go off of the information I've got. If you guys know anything further or have tried certain things out that I haven't yet, let me know in the chat. This is gonna be collective. There's lots of new stuff that got added, and I don't know exactly how everything works just because I haven't been able to try everything out. So, wasn't even in that channel. That's weird. Yeah, because it came through. I don't know. I guess we're getting cards from other channels in 777, which I thought it was only channel 777, but that's weird. That's weird. Maybe you're just hacking the system because we're on live stream right now, okay, Cal? I see what you're doing. I see what you're doing. All right, so going into the events, let's switch this over real quick too, because we may have some browser events, and I want to watch out for that. So pennant race of pitch events going on. Make sure you guys do your pitch each day / bonus pitches as well. Once you get to 100 cumulative pitches, you'll get an overall 67 or higher TSS. So you're guaranteed a TSS, a team select signature, that is 67 base or higher. So that's a really good thing. Just make sure you guys keep doing that each and every day. We also got the prime trade events. This just reset, same thing. And then you can trade in your card right now. It's rule based for us if we wanted to. But make sure you guys do your bingo to get the prime player pack to get one of those guys from that list. And then complete all these event missions and everything else to get your trade points. And at 40,000, you get your trade tickets, so you're guaranteed a prime team player. So that's still going on and just resets. I think we've literally had that event since this game came out. Potential shops coming in 5 hours. We can't cover it, but that is coming soon. Also, event skill change. I think this got added since the last update. We've had this before. You do your different missions. You can change the skill sets, pitcher or batter, and then you can apply it to a player when you're happy with whatever skill set you get. So make sure you guys keep doing that. Nothing's new there. If you have any questions, let me know. Limit break events. Don't know if this was added since the last live stream or not, but we're still going to cover it. Same thing. Get your missions done, and then you can get your limit break up on other players. And this is a really good event because it takes a lot of resources, especially down the road, to limit break players. So make sure you guys take advantage of this event. We've had it plenty of times before. Any questions, let me know. Also, let's see, we got the Hall of Fame daily mission event. So the new Hall of Fame players, we got a new event for that here in the event tab. And pretty much you have 14 days of missions. And at day 14, you get a first Hall of Fame box, which gives you these possible choices of items. So I think you can get a first player selective Hall of Fame pack, first Hall of Fame pack, and then anything else here at different rates. I think collectively combined, these two right here, where you can get a Hall of Fame player, which is a guaranteed Hall of Fame player from one of these packs, I think the total is like 2% chance of getting one of these combined. So it's very rare, but it's possible. So if you complete this mission through day 14, this event, you get that plus everything else up and leading to that. So we've had the mission events before. It's just Hall of Fame geared. Also, we got a card pack upgrade event. I think this one's new since the last stream as well. We got a lot of new events. You complete your daily missions. You can collect all those items for each day. And then this is kind of like 9 innings, guys. We had an event where you could upgrade your prime pack by doing different days. If you claim it too early though, you're not going to get one of these. So it starts at an impact player pack. The more daily missions you get done, up to 15 times, you unlock the impact pack. At 25 missions completed through this event, you get a league select impact. And then all the way up to 75 times, you can upgrade the pack to team select signature or prime. But if you collect the pack before you upgrade it to the team select, you're only going to get that base pack and you can't get something else. So make sure you wait to collect this pack until you get to 75 times, or if the event's going to end before you can get there, whatever the highest tier you can get, wait until then. If you guys already use that, I apologize, but I don't know why they like to do this. I feel like it's tricky sometimes. Now they're doing it in Rivals like they did in 9i. Just make sure you guys do not claim this until the end of the event, or you get to 75 times. And then last but not least, there's another mission. This is just cumulative. Once you get to a total of 80 daily missions that you complete, you can get all the items up through the 200 limit break card. So that event's going on. Let me know if you have any questions on that. We got some more people coming in here as well. Daniel, hola. No hablo español. I should say fluently, at least. I can read it better than I can speak it. Andre, what is up? Glad you can make it. Top players prefer to have more long relievers than setup or mop-up pitchers. Can you tell me what the advantage is, please? So honestly, if you have one really good setup card and everyone else isn't really made for a setup card, you're going to want to have just probably one setup pitcher and the rest in the long reliever spots. Let's say you have two really good setup pitchers and they're not good in long reliever situations and they're really meant to be setups. You can do two setups. It really just depends on the players you have, the skills they have, and where they excel best. So obviously, a lot of those top players are going to have more long relievers and setups because normally they only have one guy in a setup position and the rest are going to put in long reliever spots. So that's why it just depends on your team as well. You can get away with really whatever works best for your team. You're just going to see that more in top players because that's how it's going to be. Normally, you're going to normally have one guy that's probably going to be more of your setup guy. Now, there are, like, on my Dodgers team, I have two guys that are better as setup guys, so I run a two setup on my Dodgers team. But it just really depends. You can customize that, and I like how you can do that in this game. Let's see, the Dodgers announcers on Rivals now? Did not know that. Was that in the update notes at the very end or something where they're like, just like, oh, here's the little items added, because I didn't really read through that part of it if they did get added in an update. But that's pretty good to know. That's pretty good to know. Ralph, what's up, gaming, by the way? Glad you can make it. Didn't we miss anyone else? Have a 1-1-3-2? Yes. So you're gonna see more of that in the top tier teams, but you may see some differences too. It just depends. It's really customizable and depends on what fits your team needs best. Especially with moment cards, now you have certain setup guys. And it really just depends on what you're rocking. And Spencer runs a 1-1-3-2. Nice, nice. So essentially here, I'll show you that real quick. So if you go to lineup, we currently run, I don't know why we're running 3 setup pitchers in the live match. We must have just changed this in the past week. What about in battle? So I'm guessing we have some guys that have some better setups, but we can always go and customize this. We have 4 on this team. We didn't. I think we used to have a 2-1-2-1, if I'm correct. I think it was a 2-1-2, or maybe a 2-1-3-1, or something like that. We used to run that. We literally must have just changed this. I don't know if we're testing something out. One of my other people that play on the account, but we have 4 setup pitchers. So this is, here's an example of a completely different thing you probably don't see much of. But we have a couple guys that can probably run on the setup spot as well. So, but it's very customizable. You can run you can run a bunch of mop-up pitchers if you want to, and only have one long reliever and one setup pitcher, and you just want to keep using those guys. It's really however you want to. Carlos, what's up, brother? Glad you can make it, my man. No problem, Andre. No problem. All right, let's see. We got the play ball event. This just came back. If you used 7,500 play balls, which are these things up here, pretty much you use them in every game mode. You get every item through the teams like Impact. I really would like them to update this event with some better items. I think this is the same exact reward list we've had since the game came out. Teams are getting better. It's easier to get certain tier players since then. I feel like this should eventually be updated. Sometimes they update events in 9i and in Rivals to stay current, I should say, with the times and how easy it is to get certain things. So 1-1-3-2, yes. That's more of a popular type setup. But like I said, it's completely customizable. You guys know Kcal and Carlos, so. All right, Ranked Slugger Milestone Event. If you get your 500 home runs, we already covered that. There's less than a week left on that. So that's it for the events going on in this one. Any questions on those, let me know in the chat. But without further ado, I think we're ready to get into the meat of this live stream, which is the new update. Let's switch this over and get that going. John 48 has a 2-1-2-2 setup. Yes. So you probably won't see many teams like us right now that have 4 setup guys. I'm assuming that we were testing stuff out as well. Like I said, I think we used to have a 2-1-2-2 And we just happen to have a 4-1-1-1 right now. So I'm doing good, Kate. How about you? How about you? Almost there on the deck score, 596. Yes, you're close to that max. We got 601 on this one. I think I'm at like 560 or 570 on my Dodgers account. So, all right, let's get this thing going. Let's go over to news. And will the notice be able to pop up in this? No, we got to go back to this way. There we go. Now we can see it. Okay, so the 3.02.00 update, aka the May update that added the Hall of Fame tier cards and everything. Everybody, lock in your seatbelts. It's gonna be a little bit. Here we go. It's time to start. Let's see how to set up your deck score and special deck score. Yes, Alec. Once we cover this, I'll show you guys the team again because we'll have to show you guys the team anyways here in a little bit once we get into choosing Hall of Fame players and stuff as well. So, obviously, the main theme of this update in May, the 3.02.00 update, is that they added new Hall of Fame cards. These are a completely new type of tier. So you got your normal cards, which go from D all the way up to S. Think of your S cards as like a diamond in other games, like in 9-9 and stuff. Then you got your special tier cards, starting with impacts, your lowest special tier card. Then you got primes. Then you have moments that got added. I'd say, was that last year? I don't remember when the moment cards got added. I want to say sometime last year. Moment cards got added, and they're in between primes and SIGs. And then you got your SIG tier cards. Those have been the best, highest tier cards in the game since the game got released back in 2023. Now we got a brand new tier card, Hall of Fame, and these are the highest tier. They're above signature cards, as it says right here. These cards are based on players officially inducted to the MLB Hall of Fame and are classified above signature cards in rarity and prestige. So that you'll never see a Hall of Fame card with a player that's not in the Hall of Fame, and they're considered better in rarity and prestige, as they literally state right here, than SIG cards. So there's the highest tier cards now you can get in the game. And they're not tied to a specific season. So like in 9i, with, I believe, the Supreme cards from the historic packages and everything that get added, the historic players, those cards are not tied to certain years as well. It's just the span of the career. So these are not a specific season. It's their full career performance, which makes sense because if they're Hall of Fame, you get inducted to the Hall of Fame not off of one season, but off your whole career. And so here's the featured card list here to start. We got Derek Jeter, Jim Thome, Gary Carter, Billy Williams, Greg Maddux, and Jim Bunning. This is 6 of the cards right here, but there are a total of 17 Hall of Fame cards that got added in this update, and I'm assuming there will be more down the road. Just like we get new historic players in 9i, and like we get new players that get added based off of licensing and stuff throughout in this game, I'm assuming we'll see more Hall of Fame guys in the future as we go on. But this, to start, we got 17 Hall of Fame cards that we'll all show you here in a second. Also, if we got anyone join in, say what is up. I see the chat over here. Got a Legend Jeter right away. Ooh. Oh, are you talking about from the recruit event, Carlos, in this? The Hall of Fame Jeter? What's up, by the way? I think I said hello. Ezra, good to see you here as well. It's always the Yankees. To be fair, you're going to see more Yankees as Hall of Fame cards, Legends in 9i, Supremes in 9i, just because of the historicness of the franchise. I mean, they've won how many titles? It's the Yankees. Same thing with other teams like Dodgers, some Giants stuff out there. You're more historic, and normally higher market teams are normally going to see more of these players. It's just the nature of how it works. So, but yes, obviously we would love to see some more steroids cards. No, but they're definitely, if you're comparing the cards to other cards in this game, like normal and special cards, yes, you could say, I guess some of these cards are on steroids and comparing them and saying they're much better. What's up, Orbit? Glad you can make it. Do you prefer 9i or Rivals? 9i and Rivals. It's hard to compare because 9i is more simulation. It's on an older engine. The gameplay is nowhere near this. This game is more of the gameplay. Now, obviously, you still have the simulation, you still have the card collecting and stuff, but much better graphics, much smoother gameplay, animations, everything. So it's hard to compare two different games because one is like a simulation and one is like an actual gameplay. Like more like the show and stuff like that. So, all right, so these new cards that got added, Hall of Fame cards, apply to both teams, team deck and special decks, to all teams, no matter the affiliation. So it doesn't matter if your card is a Brave, a Cub, and if you're a Giants team. Let's say you're a Giants team and you get Greg Maddux. and you're like, he's not going to add to my team deck. Yes, he will. Hall of Fame cards, it doesn't matter the team. They will apply to the team set deck and special deck set deck no matter what team they're on. So you don't need to worry about that, just like free agent cards. I'll say getting the Hall of Fame skills is a pain. I haven't even tried yet, but I don't know. I know that the better the tier of a change ticket you have, the better the rates you can get of Hall of Fame tier skills, which I haven't even tried to do yet. So it doesn't shock me, John. It doesn't shock me. All right, and so yes, I will let you guys know though. So like legend cards in 9i, because it's easy to compare to legend cards in 9i and Supremes and stuff in 9i because they've been in the game for years now over there. It's easy to compare here now with Rivals having new types of cards. Legend cards in 9i, they only have one card for one team, but they added all the team decks. Supremes, they only have one team per Supreme, but then there's other cards like SIGs and stuff in 9i that have some teams for different years for the same player. Now for Hall of Fame players, whatever teams they played on, so if they made significant contributions to 2 or more teams during the career, the team switch feature can be used to change their team affiliation. So like Greg Maddux, Braves version and a Cubs version. He had significant contributions to both the Braves and the Cubs. So if you want, you can change, let's say you're a Cubs deck and you pull Greg Maddux and it's the default as a Braves. You can change the card art to Cubs, but it doesn't matter what team they are. Doesn't matter if it's a Brave or if it's a Cub in terms of Greg Maddux. It doesn't change whether you're a Cubs team, a Braves team, or another team. It's going to add to your team set no matter what. It's pretty much purely aesthetic in whatever you prefer to show on your lineup. That's all that. The switching teams doesn't change if it adds to your team set deck. It just changes whatever you like. So there's certain different teams that will show that have cards that have multiple different teams that you can change to. Color cards. Let's see, the Crack 3829. What's up? Glad you can make it. How's it going? How's it going? I can't wait to see your Maddux hit, Cal. If you guys have Hall of Fame cards, which I'm assuming you do by now from that event, we're going to be looking at them in the chat today as well. All right, so another thing with Hall of Fame cards, you can only have 8 registered in your lineup at a time. So there is a limit on how many you can have. And if you have a Hall of Fame card that is the preferred team, so this is the only time it matters if the Hall of Fame card is the same as your team. So let's say on my Nationals deck, I get Tim Raines, which is a Hall of Fame player. I think his primary is the Nationals. So if I have Tim Raines in my lineup, I think I can have a total of 9 Hall of Fame cards in my lineup because you can get 1 Hall of Fame card that's from your preferred team that is excluded from the lineup limit. So if you have a Hall of Fame card that does match your preferred team and set as that, you can get up to 9, I'm pretty sure. I haven't tested that, and I don't have 8 Hall of Fame cards plus the team to test it. I'm assuming reading that you can have up to 9 if one of them is your preferred team. But don't quote me on that. Don't quote me on that. I haven't tested it out for sure. Also, two-way players count as 1 card. So let's say they added Babe Ruth because Ohtani's not in the Hall of Fame yet, and there's not really too many two-way players besides those 2. But let's say they add Babe Ruth down the road if he gets added in a set. If you got his card, 1 would count as a pitcher in batter, and it would only fill 1 in the lineup. So if you have a two-way player like Babe Ruth, it would only count as 1 card in the lineup, even if it's registered as both a batter and a pitcher. Synergy effects are applied, so there is synergy now for Hall of Fame cards. That got added in a recent update. Synergy did, but now there's Hall of Fame one. And then Hall of Fame cards, you cannot do free agent contracts and rarity boosts on. They're already the highest tier, and there's no such thing as a free agent Hall of Fame because they add to your team set deck no matter what. Yes, Jeter, he's in here. RJ Allen, what's up, by the way? Glad you can make it. So these are essentially free agent cards in a sense, but they don't get the free agent D grade in a sense that free agent SIG cards and free agent cards in general get. So these are the highest tier players. If you get this player, it's going in your lineup because they really normally, a lot of these players have high base overalls too, which we'll show in a second. Okay, card development. Hall of Fame cards can have different and higher development caps than special cards, including a maximum training level of 30 and maximum special training level of 5. So training go up to level 30 on these cards, training boost to level 15, obviously to get the training up to 30, and then special training can go up to 5 on these cards. All right. And then also, let's see, special training. So you can take the deck score all the way up to 26 if you get it to special training level 5, and you can do that with either special cards of impact or higher, special training cards or the Hall of Fame special training ticket. So there are certain items that got added that are Hall of Fame only, along with Hall of Fame only limit break tickets, but you can also use limit break cards and Hall of Fame cards of the same player, which I'm assuming you're probably never going to use these unless you dupe, and you can use limit break cards and then Hall of Fame limit break tickets. So some of these, I'll say, especially limit break, you're probably not going to be using these as limit break unless it's a dupe, given how hard it's going to be probably to get these cards, especially down the road. Let's see. Special training, you can select one stat to increase like normal, +1, but for Hall of Fame cards, you have a chance to now trigger a good, great, or perfect when leveling up special training, which adds additional bonus points per special training level. So if you get good, it gives you an extra stat boost. Great gives you an extra 2 stat boost, and perfect gives you an extra 3 stat boosts on top of the +1s that you already choose. And then you can also retrain special training. So let's say you special train Jeter up to level 5. And let's say on the first one you got a great. So you did your +1 that you chose, and you get 2 other ones that get added as well. So a total of 3 boosts to stats, 3 stat points. And then on 2 you get great. On 3 you get a perfect. So you get your one that you choose and then 3 other stat boosts for that special training level, which is the highest you can go. Same thing with a 4, and then 5 is great. You can reset a certain level if you want with the special training retrain that is now in the game. And we'll get into that later because we don't have a lot of resources. I don't think if we pull a player today, we can even show this off. We'll show this off more down the road, but this is for Hall of Fame cards only, I believe, from what it's saying off of in the update. Haven't tried it out yet. Also, you can transcend to level 9. It works the same way. It takes cards of the same rarity, same position. And then also, if it's the same player, you get an increase of 3. So per Hall of Fame card of the same position gives you a +1 on Transcendence. Per Hall of Fame card of the same player gives you 3 levels, all the way up to level 9. Transcendence is going to be very hard on these cards, at least right now, because they're not easy to get. You can obviously do the acquisition once a month and then the free one, which we'll show you, but even then, it's going to be tough. So that is added. They obviously still have Transcendence. Potential can now go up to S2, 12 tiers on these cards. And I believe that the minimum potential on each, from full swing all the way to throw, you can't go below 4 on the base potential from what I saw. I could be wrong, but from what I've seen in terms of cards I've gotten already on my main account, on my personal, the base you can get is 4, and then it can go even higher with when you unlock potential at level 10 upgrade. And then also there's a superior potential reset ticket that got added where it guarantees 1 potential to go to S+ grade and being able to max out to 12, which I don't know if we have any of those. We might be able to show that off today if we have time to work on a player, but I doubt we will. Tony Perez card in your inventory, technically a Reds player, but aesthetically Red Sox, yes. Yes, every Hall of Fame card potential starts at 4. I figured based off of what this update said and from the card I already have, which I'll spoil it, is Greg Maddux on my Dodgers account. It started at 4 for all his as well. So instead of it being on every card besides Hall of Fame, it's random on what the base potential is for each one, from anywhere from 1 to 4, as you can see there. But Jeter as a Hall of Fame card, they're all 4. Skills. So now there are Hall of Fame tier skills that you can only get on Hall of Fame players. And they can appear through all skill change tickets, but the higher the skill change ticket rarity, the higher, like the rate goes higher if you get one of those skills, and it can go from a minimum of D up to S1. Let's see. Synergy got added, so now if you have 2 Hall of Fame cards in your lineup, all batters get +1 to their overalls. If you have 5 Hall of Fame cards, you get all pitchers and all batters +1. And then if you have 8 of them, you get in a full lineup, and then if you get 9, if it's a preferred team one as well, you get all players +1 plus these other 2 effects as well. So that is the synergy that got added. Makes sense. Just works like all the other ones with the SIGs and stuff as well. Development transfer. So you cannot transfer the potential from Hall of Fame to Hall of Fame card, but everything else transfers completely from what I was reading. 100% of limit break, 100% of special training XP and everything. Everything transfers 1-to-1, except for potential on this. And I believe you can only do it between Hall of Fame cards. You cannot do it between other types of cards. Let's see. You can recruit them through the special recruit, normal recruit, which we'll talk about in a second. What's up, Macon from Brazil? Really like MLB Rivals, which there's something in the game, several different cameras, home runs. Yes, I would love for them to keep adding stuff. Exactly, Macon, and always reach out. Like you putting this stuff in the chat, they see this stuff as well. So put in the chat, reach out on social media. They're always taking ideas from you guys, taking feedback. And so if there's anything you guys want to see added or see different, always put that in there, because I will let you know. We gather stuff, the team gathers stuff and send it off, and some stuff have gotten added from the community suggestions. So not going to go after the Hall of Fame synergy anytime soon. Yeah, that's just going to take a little bit. That's going to take a little bit. All right, so the first special recruit players. So 17 new Hall of Fame cards got added in the game, okay? 6 of them, though, are considered the special recruit players that you can also get from the first Hall of Fame packs that are available in the shop right now, or that you can get from the Hall of Fame boxes that you can get from the 14th day of the Hall of Fame mission event going on right now. Very low chance of getting that, but you can only get these 6 players from those packs, and these are considered the special recruit players. So this is, I think, like the first wave of special Hall of Fame players, which makes me think they're going to be adding more Hall of Fame players down the road. Because just like in 9i, how we have the first historic players, second historic, and we're all the way up to 7th, each time it's added a new batch of 5 players. I'm assuming that's how this is going to work, because they have first Hall of Fame pack, there's 6 highlighted players, and it's going to reset when the next batch comes out. But unlike historic players in 9i, where when you get a set of historic players and the 6 months runs out, they go away forever, that's not the case here. You can still get these players in the future. As it says right here, players from past batches may become available again in the future. So if you don't get a player from this batch through the special recruit or from one of these packs, and they go away and they add a new batch with new players, they could possibly come back. So if you don't get them now, doesn't mean you can't ever get them again. But the 6 first special recruit players from the packs and the special recruit, which we'll show in a second, are Derek Jeter, Jim Thome, Gary Carter, Billy Williams, Greg Maddux, and Jim Bunning. And so for each of these cards, some of them have multiple positions, and some of them have multiple teams, and some of them have both. So Derek Jeter, he played with the Yankees his whole career. He only has a New York Yankees version and only has shortstop. Doesn't have a secondary position. To Jim Thome, there's 4 different versions of his card. He has a Cleveland version, Philadelphia version, Chicago version, and Minnesota version. And on each different team preferred one, you also have different positions that he can play as well. And so I think, I don't know, I haven't tried this yet. I didn't choose Jim Thome or a player, I think, and tested this out that has multiple different positions and teams. But I'm assuming, I don't know, if anyone's recruited Thome, if you choose his preferred team as Cleveland, I'm assuming you can only put him at first or third. And if you change his preferred team to Philly, you can only put him at first and not nowhere else. Same thing with Chicago and Minnesota. I don't know, though. I don't know if you choose a certain team, if it locks to only be able to put him at a certain position. So I have no clue for sure. Cran, what's up, by the way? Extra BFB. Cran, I'll let you know they ignore my suggestions a lot, too. They're not going to add everything, but Extra BFB, what's up, by the way? Hall of Fame recruit is going to take a long time to finish. Yes, Ralph, it will. It will. They also have different images, yes. So it will change the image to obviously represent the team as well, because you don't want to have Gary Carter switch to a Mets card and still have the picture of his Expos. That would make no sense. They add second wave of main player progression. I'm not sure on that one, Orbit. I would love if they did, but we'll see. We'll see. It was a nice way to get a easy sig. So Jim Thome has multiple years: Cleveland, Philly, Chicago, Minnesota, different positions. Gary Carter has Nationals and New York Mets. All catchers. Billy is only with the Cubs, and then Greg Maddux has the Braves and Chicago, as we showed earlier, as a starting pitcher, and then Jim Bunning has Detroit and Philly as a starting pitcher. So the only players that only have one team are Derek Jeter and Billy Williams from this first special recruit wave. So then also, that's the special. Those are considered like the harder to get cards. I don't know how they're separating them out, but now we got the normal recruit players. So these are still Hall of Fame cards, but you can get these through the recruit system that got added. These aren't in the packs, and these also aren't in the event that's going on. I think. can't be for sure. I'll have to check that. But these are normal recruit players, and there's 11 of these guys. So there are 17 total Hall of Fame cards that got added. The first 6 are the special that we just showed you. Here are the next 11. These can get from the normal recruit, which we will show in a second. And these include Tony Perez, who has Cincinnati, Washington, and Boston. McGriff, who has Atlanta, Toronto, San Diego, Tampa Bay, and Chicago. We got Barry Larkin, obviously only a red. We got Luis, Chicago, Baltimore, Jim Rice, Boston, Tim Raines, Washington, and White Sox, which we have a couple Washington guys. This 76 is the highest base we've seen on Hall of Fame cards. Jeter, Tim Raines, and Greg Maddux, along with Larry Walker next, who has a Colorado and Nationals as well. Got lots of Nationals guys, and we got a Nationals deck. I can't wait to try and get some of these guys. We got Tony with Minnesota, Bert with Minnesota, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Texas, and the Angels. We got Jack Morris, Detroit, Minnesota, Toronto, and then Sutton, obviously preferred as the Dodgers on my Dodgers team. I would love to get this card as well, but I had to choose Greg Maddux over him just because Greg Maddux is a 76 base. I hope I can get this card down the road on my Dodgers account. But he's with LAD, Houston, Milwaukee, and then the Angels as well. So that's the total tier of players. They're separated out. It can be a little confusing. We'll try and explain it better once we show you guys the recruit event and open some packs tonight. Who else is in here? Did I say, if anyone's coming in, I've not said hello, say what is up. I know I've been talking a lot. Let me catch them on the chat. Tommy has a Guardian if you need a third baseman. So yes, I'm pretty sure depending on what preferred team is, locks you to put whatever positions they have. It's like if you went Cleveland and you need a third baseman, but you're a Philly team, leave him as Cleveland. He's still going to add to your team deck. I know you probably are like, I want him to be a Philly card to match my team though. But if you need a third baseman and you already have a first baseman, it wouldn't make sense to make Tommy a Philly version because he can't play third base. I'm assuming that's how it works and it's locked based off of what you guys are saying in the chat. But this is all new for me as well. The Crack, what's up by the way? Can get McGriff at some point? That would be nice. All right, so Hall of Fame recruitment, we're not going to cover that in this screen. I'm just going to show you guys in the actual game when we get there. But so essentially, you can only get these guys from packs and also from the Hall of Fame event. These guys you can only get from the recruit event right now. And then you can also get the special guys from the special recruit, but we'll get in that in a second. There's a lot to go over. We're not going to cover that right now. Let's see. Hall of Fame coins got added, which is just a type of Hall of Fame currency you need to do recruit and certain stuff. And that's all we're going to cover for in this update notice right here. We're going to actually go show the stuff in game on the Hall of Fame stuff, but that does it for the Hall of Fame stuff in this portion of this update notice right here. So the next thing, we got another new league added. So the Hyper League 1, 2, 3 got added. So recommended overalls. Our team's not even ready to start competing in this. We're only at 131.9, as you can see up there. Recommended overall for Hyper 1 is 135, Hyper 2 is 140, and Hyper 3 is 145. We're talking like top tier teams. Like, I don't know when this team will be ready, much less my Dodgers team be ready, be able to unlock this stuff. But essentially, if you rank 1 or above in World Champion 3 regular season, you unlock Hyper 2. Same thing, it works just like the other leagues. Weekly limits for ultimate coins based off of where you finish in the season. Right there, that's that layout. And then same thing, once you beat the Hyper League, win it for the first time, you get these rewards, which I think are the same for every other league pretty much. So let's see, did I miss anyone else? Angels just made history. First time a visited team has hit 3 home runs at Fenway Park. Wow, that's a crazy stat. I would have thought that wouldn't be the case up until now, but that's wild. That's wild. Colorado, the record. I think they have. I just saw a stat before the stream on social media today. It said the Rockies have lost more series than they have wins. I think they have 9 wins on the season and they lost 10 series. I could be wrong on that stat, but I think I saw that earlier. It's crazy. First inning home runs. Okay. First time of his, okay, 3. I was about to say, I feel like there's probably been more than 3 home runs at Fenway Park in a game from a visiting team, but first inning, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, 9-51 through 60 games. I think they're the 3rd most losses through however many games. I think it was like 50 something, and like the other teams are like the Reds, and I think the Red Sox back in the 1800s. I could be wrong, but hitting unlock champion 3. I'm with you, extra BFB. I'm with you. Yeah, so whenever your team gets ready to compete in Hyper, awesome. But a lot of us, I don't even know if there's a team Maybe there's a top tier team that is high enough overall, but I haven't seen a 140 team overall before. Granted, I haven't looked at full teams in a while, but I haven't seen a 140 overall team. There probably are some, but. Balls, what is up? Glad you can make it. All right, so also new best slugger rewards. So pretty much in league mode at major 1 or higher. So if you're in major 1 league mode difficulty or higher, players in your lineup can be selected as best sluggers. So essentially, if a player gets selected as a best slugger, you can get Hall of Fame coins for that based off of the season. So if you play a full season, it'll show you who the best slugger are for each position. The more players you have that make it to this, the more Hall of Fame coins you get. So let's say right here, they had 2 players that made it, Jim Thome and Dalton. So they have 2 players. They get 620 Hall of Fame coins for that season because they had 2 sluggers that made it from their team on this list. If you get up to 4, you get 660, and if you get up to 7 through 9, you get 700. And then if you get a Hall of Fame player that makes it as well, you can get even more coins. So that's the whole list right there, additional coins. So if you get major 1, you get a Hall of Fame card. It adds 20 extra coins that you would get if it wasn't a Hall of Fame card. So let's see. There's caps on how many Hall of Fame coins you can earn through best slugger, which is like 3,000 or whatever it is. So up to hyper 3 is 3,000, but if you're only on major 1, it's 300. So also ranked battle tier rewards, wherever you're finishing in ranked, you can get some Hall of Fame coins, but if you don't finish in platinum 3 or higher, you don't get any Hall of Fame coins from ranked tier rewards each week. So if you go platinum 3, you get 300. If you do legends 1, you can get up to 500. Or when it gets to world class 2, it like maxed out 500. We only have time for pack opening. Yeah, it's already 7:41. Oh my gosh, it's 7:41. I haven't looked at the clock since it was like 7:10. We've been covering this already for half an hour. I told y'all this was a lot to cover. I need to kick it in high gear, highest gear. Highest you've seen is 146 or 147. I figured there's some teams in there, but I haven't seen one on stream. We haven't checked out a full team though in a couple months. So it's not. What's up, by the way? Glad you can make it. Also, we got superior potential reset tickets. So essentially, when you reset potential now, it guarantees that one of the levels goes up to S+. So like for Hall of Fame cards, it'll take it guaranteed to 12. But non-Hall of Fame cards can only go up to A+, obviously, with how the cards work. Also, development transfer changed, so now it's just the same player. And I believe they got rid of it for normal development, and it's just special developments changed to development transfer. So, development transfer for live and season cards, it only requires points now. And then for other potentials, I think it's going to stay pretty much the same. They're just changing the name of it to development transfer because also now we have a new type of development transfer. So normally the development transfer we knew from the start of this game until now was to transfer from the same player only. So let's say I had Prime Vlad Guerrero and then I got his signature. I could develop him from the Prime one to the Sig, transfer all of that stuff we did on the Prime. But now they have a same position development transfer. So the same player one is just now the development transfer. That's staying the same, besides the normal that costs just points now. Now there's a same position development transfer. So it doesn't have to be the same player, but if the player plays the same position, you can transfer between that. So let's say I have Adam Dunn out in left right now, and I pull a Sig Reigns or whatever. I can transfer from the Dunn to the Reigns because they both play left field. This is a super nice addition. I'm super excited about this. Because now, like, if you're developing a player at a position, but you can get a better card down the road, you don't have to worry about developing that player now. This was super, super nice. I'm so glad they added this. You guys can read the details on this, but because it's already 7:44, I'm not going to go super in depth. But essentially, you can transfer between position and not the same players now. And I'm happy about that. New commentary voices. This is what you were talking about. Who was talking about the Dodgers announcers being added earlier? Who was asking about that earlier? Either which way, I read over this. Anytime I get down to this stuff, I normally read over it. But yes, they got some new commentary voices, and Joe Davis and former pitcher Oral Hershiser that are the TV broadcast for Dodgers are now in the game. So that's cool. That's cool. Let's see. Expert mission step 5. So now if you go over to guide mission, you'll see in the expert mission tab, there's a step 5 that will give you a free agent position selective signature pack, which is cool because if you have a position that doesn't have a great team sig or player already, you can choose a position and hopefully get a pretty good free agent card right there to be able to fill out your roster. Iron tier skill appearance from superior skill change ticket. You can't get iron tier skills from the superior skill change ticket anymore. You can only get bronze, silver, and gold. Let's see. You added new home run, no doubt home run animations for Derek Jeter and Jim Thome, Hall of Fame players that just got added. New unique faces for the Hall of Fame players. I think that's pretty much it. New animations, stadium updates, quality of life, UI. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We don't really need to cover all this other stuff. So yeah, that pretty much is all for this update. There's a lot added. So now we're going to cover a few certain things in depth on the Hall of Fame cards and stuff. And then after that, we're going to open some packs. So we definitely have no time for live match already, but my goal is to finish this up and have some time to look at cards in the chat, y'all. That is the goal. Gustavo, what's up, by the way? Vin Scully would be awesome. That would be awesome. All right, so if you load in, this is a new feature that just got added not long ago, but if you click on this live card update, you can see everything that got added that's new in this update, which starting off, we got the Hall of Fame players. You can see all 17. You can click on them. You can look at all this stuff, which, since we're in here, let's just look at Derek Jeter. He's one of the highlighted ones. It shows you their little plaque on the back if you switch it. If you want to see the skills, you have to go over here. We don't have skills on them because obviously we don't have this card as of now. Shows you potential. Also shows you their average launch angle and everything like that. And then if you go to last page, on Hall of Fame cards, they got an extra page that shows you a bunch of stuff on the Hall of Fame players. So we got inducted in 2020, shows you the birthplace, birth year, shows you the career and who they played for, how it's divided up, and it shows you their full MLB stats down here. So pretty much just gives you a full rundown. And so as you can see, he can only be a New York Yankee, and he also shows any of their awards won throughout the years. And then here, if you want, Greg Maddux has the Braves and the Cubs, so it shows the Greg Maddux as the Braves primary, which you can also change as the Cubs, which is not the primary. And you can see how it changes from a Braves picture to Cubs picture along with the logo and stuff. And go through, you guys can see all the details on that and how they played their career. So if they played for a certain team, so like he played for the Cubs, the Braves, the Dodgers, the Padres. But as you can tell, he only has a Cubs version and a Braves version because he didn't have significant contributions, according to them, for the Padres and the Dodgers. So just because they played for a certain team doesn't mean that they have that preferred team. Just letting you guys know. But then here's the rest of the list. All 17 are laid out. Same thing. Cards that got added in terms of moment cards for Rising Star, up the middle, leadership, all there. Rivals picks that gets updated throughout the season with live cards. And then showing you how live cards change through this live update. Let's see. Guide mission. Let's just show you guys step 5. It's over here. Step 6 will be added eventually, but step 5 got added. It works a little bit differently, but we're not going to cover that in depth. All right. And then let's see. Collect that while we're there. You guys go to your storage. You guys will see a Hall of Fame update special gift box. We already opened the first one, and Hall of Fame gift box 2 opens in 6 days. I don't know how many for sure they're going to do, but you guys can open those. We have these first Hall of Fame boxes that we got from buying the packages. We aren't guaranteed to get Hall of Fame packs though. You get these either through that Hall of Fame event mission or through buying the packages in the store right now, which are not cheap. I think you can buy one for 20 some bucks for the first time, and then the rest of them are 41 bucks, no limit, but you're not guaranteed a Hall of Fame pack. So these are expensive, like historic packs in 9i. Compare these to the historic packs in 9i. That's essentially the best comparison between Rivals and 9i with these cards and packs that just got added. So they are not cheap, and when we open one of these packs in this game, just like when we do the historic packs to try and get Supreme players on 9i, we're going to play the ka-ching whenever we open one of these Hall of Fame packs that guarantee a Hall of Fame player, because they're not cheap. All right, let's see. Also, okay, so the last thing we're going to cover before we actually go and open up packs and get our first players is this. You will now see, if you go to Manage Team, you'll see a Hall of Fame tab. This is where you can recruit Hall of Fame players. So you have two different tabs in this Hall of Fame page. You have normal recruit and special recruit. Normal recruit, you can only get the 11 players available that were part of the normal recruit section in the update notice, which includes these 11 players right here: Larry Walker, Tim Raines, Barry Larkin, Don Sutton, Bert Blyven, Tony, Jim, Luis, Fred, Tony Perez, and Jack Morris. These are the only cards you can get from this recruit event. And when you register everything, you can get one of these players at random. You can dupe as well, I'm pretty sure. Also, you're probably wondering, Jay, what does recruit versus account limit mean? I was very confused when I first loaded into this update. All the account limit is saying is just like on Rarity Boost. You remember on Rarity Boost how the first time you Rarity Boost a card, it's cheaper in terms of the resources that are needed to be able to do the Rarity Boost? Same thing for this event. So a normal recruit costs this many materials each time: 5,000 ultimate coins, 35,000 Hall of Fame coins, 5 advanced crafting tickets, 30 live season S players, and 2,000 special training resources, plus 100 million points. And you have to register a player certain tier at each position, which we'll get into in a second. But the account limit, once per account, it costs less. It only costs 3,000 ultimate coins, 22,000 Hall of Fame coins, 2 advanced crafting tickets, 20 live season S cards, and 1,000 special training, and only 70 million points. Once you do your account limit, which if you haven't done a recruit yet, do the account limit. Don't waste resources on a recruit. Do the account limit. But once you do this once, you can't do it again. It's once per account unless they reset it down the road and they make it cheaper for one time available again. But once you do this, this goes away, I'm assuming, and you can only do the normal recruit. So that's all it is. If you see account limit in recruit, that's all it is. You can do this once. Every other time, it's going to cost you this much. Account limit's just cheaper. Special recruit tab, you can recruit players only from the special recruit. So the 6 players that we covered that were considered the special recruit that you can also get from the first Hall of Fame packs are who you can pull from this one. So you can't pull Derek Jeter or any of those guys from the special recruit in the normal recruit. You can only do it in this tab. But you can't do a Hall of Fame special recruit until you acquire or recruit 3 Hall of Fame cards. So that's going to take a while for some of us to get Hall of Fame special recruit unlocked. So I don't know why they made it to where you have to have 3, but I guess they just want to make the special recruit cards more rare, I guess. So yeah, that's pretty much all this is. You can get a Hall of Fame card right here, and it's completely random on who you get. You can't choose. So, and let's just go ahead and do that. So we got 3,000 ultimate coins. We'll go ahead and register all of our Hall of Fame coins right now. It'll be used immediately, but we'll go ahead and do that now because I'm hoping we can get enough Hall of Fame coins and resources by the next stream to be able to do a normal recruit for the first time on this account limit. So we're just going to go ahead and register these right here because we're going to do this first to show it off, but we can't do it in the stream. So you can use all that. We don't have enough to be able to max that out yet. We already did the advanced crafting tickets. We can do live S cards right here. So let's go by ability. Yeah, stats. Let's go by the lowest stats. We'll just register 20 non-team guys just because we have to. So let's do Bogarts, Devers, any non-team players we'll just put in here. Just to show you guys how this works. We won't be able to do this on this stream though, sadly. Try and not do live cards. All right, so we can complete that. They we use immediately, and then special training. We need 1,000, so let's go ahead and go through and find some guys that we're not going to use. Let's see. Ray. Brewers. Dodgers will never use Peterson being a Nationals deck. Burns. Lemon. All right, complete that. They're going to be used. And then also, not only do you have to register these materials right here, you also have to register position material. So for each position, you have to register a certain tier card. So out in center, it has to be a signature card. Out in right, it has to be an impact card. And they have to play that position too. So if they have that position listed on their card, they'll show up in here. But essentially, you have to register a certain type of tier card at each position as well, on top of everything else. So this is not easy to be able to recruit a Hall of Fame player. It takes a lot of resources, but we have to put a signature card out in center, which we could do white. I'm not going to complete that right now. I'm going to wait till we know for sure we have all the resources, but we could put White out in center. In right field, we need an impact card, which we could put Bautista. At first base, we need a prime card, which we could put Hoskins. At batter or DH, we need a impact card, which shows you all the guys that can play DH, which doesn't matter their position really. Second base, we need impact. Shortstop, we need impact. At left field, we have to have a moment card. If you have a left field moment card, you can put them there. At third base, we need a prime. Catcher, we need a moment. On the bench, we need impact. Starting pitcher, impact, relief pitcher, prime, closing pitcher. But let's say you don't have certain tier players cards at certain positions. But let's say you have a SIG card for a right fielder, but only an impact card for a center fielder, and you wanted to switch these two. You can't just up and switch it however you want, but if you don't have certain tier cards at certain positions, you can change the requirements from this list. But it's not going to change how many SIG cards, how many moment cards, and how many impact and prime cards you need. It's still going to be 1 SIG card, 2 moments, 3 primes, and the rest impacts. But I'll just show you guys. You can change the requirements through either stars or ultimate coins. Because we have so many stars, we're going to do that with that just to show you guys for the first time. So, now that we switched it, we still need 3 prime cards, 2 moments, and a signature, and then the rest impacts. But instead of needing a SIG at center field, we just need a prime now. We still need an impact at right, but now the signature we need is at left field. So you guys see how that works? If that's confusing, let me know, but I wanted to cover that real quick. We're not going to register any guys right now until I know we have enough, but that's how that works if you guys were confused. And essentially that's it. Once you guys register everything, you can get your Hall of Fame card randomly, whether it's a normal or not. All right, y'all, I think that's enough of me talking. I think I've covered this update to the best of my ability. If you have any questions, let me know. Anything else you want me to cover? Obviously, in the next streams, we'll be probably covering more stuff in depth from this update that we didn't get to in this one, but that's the general gist of this update. It literally took me 45 minutes just to go through that, but there's a lot of stuff. Yeah. Okay, is like mentors. I could see that. I could see that, Carlos. All right, so the Hall of Fame event's going on. Like I said, you guys can choose any of the special recruit players right now. As you can see, you have Tim Raines, Sutton, Tony Perez, Greg Maddux, Jack Morris, and Derek Jeter. You can choose those guys, or you can just choose one of these two. But I just want you guys to know, you do not have to pick one of these two. You can choose any of the 6 players right here in this list. So just letting you guys know. You guys get that for free, which we will do on this stream in a second. But we're not going to choose a player until after we open our Hall of Fame packs / possibly packs. Because if we pull one of these guys, we don't want to choose them from this. So we already have a Hall of Fame pack for 10 purchases of the Hall of Fame boxes on this account, which probably will only be done on this account for me, not on my main account. They're not cheap. So we got a Hall of Fame pack. It guarantees one of these 6 players right here, which no, that's not the set of 6 players. That was just 6 random players throughout all the Hall of Fame players. The actual first set is Gary Carter, Billy Williams, Greg Maddux, Jim Thome, Jim Bunning, and Derek Jeter. Some of the special recruit / first players are in that event though. Some of them are not. But these are the cards you can get from these packs. These are also special recruit ones, okay? And then also, not only do we have one of those packs, we have 50 first Hall of Fame boxes. So I can get more Hall of Fame packs from these, but here's what you can get from each box. You can get a first player selective Hall of Fame pack, which I think is like a 0.05% chance, so very rare. First Hall of Fame pack, just like the one I was just showing you, I think it's a 1.95% chance of getting those, so a combined 2%. And then the rest of these are all different rates. But I have a chance of getting more of these packs, but it's not guaranteed through these 50 boxes. So let's open these up and see if I can get some more Hall of Fame packs to open. We got 50 of them. Let's use our first 10. All right, through the first 10 boxes, there's different tiers as well. So a normal like rate gives you green tickets. A higher rate of like rare gives you a blue, could be advanced skill change tickets. And then you got your rarity right here, like the gold ones that can give you higher rarity items. So we got 6 higher rarity items, 2 normal, and then like 2 rares. So if you guys buy these, just know these boxes do not guarantee a Hall of Fame pack. So that is kind of annoying. But unlike historic packs, where you're not guaranteed a Supreme player when you buy the pack and get it, you're guaranteed a Hall of Fame pack if you get a pack. So, all right, there you go. We had a 1.95% chance of getting another first Hall of Fame pack from these boxes in each box. And there you guys have it. We have the red tier. We got another Hall of Fame pack. So we're guaranteed 2 Hall of Fame players in this stream in this pack opening today. Then we got some other stuff. Let's go, baby. Let's get some W's in the chat. Let's get 2 W's in the chat because we're about to get 2 good players. Let's go, baby. All right, we still got 30 more. All right, no Hall of Fame pack right there. No Hall of Fame pack right there. Hashtag Red in the chat, you guys know it. I mean, to be fair, we're on the Nationals shared account when it come to us, so. All right, last 10, can we get one more? And no. So out of 50 boxes, we only got 1 extra Hall of Fame pack on the one we already got from the 10 purchases cumulative reward in the store. But I will say, if you take 50 of these boxes, let's say divide 100 by 2. Or divide 100 by 50. That's 2. So really, we were really close. We should have pretty much gotten a Hall of Fame pack with 50 boxes because it's a 2% combined chance between the preferred one and then just a normal Hall of Fame pack. And we opened up 50 boxes, so we hit the rate through 50 boxes. So, all right, we got 2 of these bad boys. So we're gonna open up these 2 packs and then that'll determine who we take from the Hall of Fame event next. You guys ready? Let's get hashtag ready in the chat. Doing math on stream, man. You guys know it, you guys know it. All right, let's open the first one. You guys ready to do this thing? I have never opened Hall of Fame pack. I've done the event already on my main team, but I have not opened Hall of Fame pack. Let's do this thing. 3, 2, 1. First ever Hall of Fame player on the team in our first Hall of Fame pack. And here is the Hall of Fame animation, which is the same from the event. It shows you the team, and we got Greg Maddux. Let's go. The highest base Hall of Fame pitcher you can get, and we won't be choosing him from the event. Let's get some dubs in the chat. There are some other Hall of Fame pitchers we could have gotten that are lower overalls, but there we have it. We got Greg Maddux from our first ever Hall of Fame pack. The highest base Hall of Fame pitcher you can get. W's in the chat, baby. And I love this Hall of Fame animation. Showing the Hall of Fame and then the player like this in their uniform. I love this animation, y'all. That's so sick. And there you guys have it. They have like the orange tier glow like Legends in 9i. And there's that card. Look how good this card is. Look at the base on this card. Obviously low velo, but he didn't throw that hard. Makes sense. But look at his other stats. Almost everything is in the 80s. It's an absolute dub. So we don't have to choose them from that event. That's why we were opening these before the events. But we're not done yet. We're guaranteed another Hall of Fame player. I'm hoping it's not a dupe. 3, 2, 1. Let's see what this is gonna be. Guardians, White Sox, Twins, Phillies. This is, yeah, Jim Thome. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Another W in the chat. Give me some Jim Thomes. Gosh, I love this animation, man. I love these pack animations. That's so sick. Alrighty. A 74. So not the highest base batter you can get. The highest we've seen of Hall of Fame guys are 76, but a 74 is still really strong. This card will not be going at third base because we already have our Team Sig Rendon at third base, who is literally our highest overall player, transcended level 9, like pretty much maxed out, and he dominates for us. But there's a good chance we put Thome at first base. Very good chance. And that's what his base, look at his base power, 87 power. That's actually crazy. And his launch angle was 18, which is nice. Nice, nice, nice. All right, 2 dubs right there. So we got Thome and we got Greg from our 2 packs. Now we get to choose our Hall of Fame player. So we can choose either Tim Raines, Sutton, Tony Perez, Jack Morse, or Derek Jeter. We're not going to choose Greg Maddux because we already pulled him. As you can see right there, he's highlighted from the first pack ever from this Hall of Fame update. So you guys get to choose our last Hall of Fame player in this stream, our 3rd player. And it's only going to be between Derek Jeter and Tim Raines, though. We don't need another starting pitcher now that we got Greg to replace Martinez. We could get Sutton and replace Corbin, but Corbin's pretty solid for us. We've already maxed him out. We don't really need a third baseman, and now that we got Jim Thome, we don't need Perez at first base because he's only a 72 versus Tome's a 74 versus Perona's a 72. And then we don't need Jack Morris because we already got Greg Maddux, and Sutton would be better. So your guys' option is Tim Raines or Derek Jeter. I will let you guys know before you vote on the poll, Derek Jeter is awesome. Top player. But we already have the best Trey Turner at shortstop at a 155 team sig overall at shortstop. We have Adam Dunn, which is a 67 base team sig in left field. Tim Raines is also a team for preferred player. So if we choose Tim Raines, we can have up to 9 guys, Hall of Fame players registered on the team because of the 8 limit plus the preferred one that does not add to the limit. Tim Raines would be the best option. You guys can vote in the poll. Tim Raines is the best option. Yes, I would love to get Derek Jeter. He's the top player I've wanted on both 99 Rivals. He's awesome. But us being a Nationals deck, him being a preferred team player, even though any of these guys out of the team set deck, we could have 9 total guys registered because Tim is also a preferred team because of that. And he's tied for the highest base Hall of Fame players out there, and we need a left fielder. We have Dunn, which is a great player, but he's a 67 base versus Tim Raines, who is 76. And Tim Raines is also the highest base team sig batter we can get for the Nationals. His highest base team sig, or signature version, I think is a 75. So this is the best version of Tim Raines, best team card we can get literally in the game. So Tim Raines is the best option, but you guys get to choose between Derek Jeter and Tim Raines. I'm just letting you know, being a Nationals deck, Tim Raines makes more sense. Yes, and he's a switch hitter. Yes, exactly. Thunderjacks, what's up, by the way? All right, we'll leave the count go for another minute or two, and then we'll end it. I think we're good to probably end it right about now. And I think it was a landslide for Tim Raines. Oh, nope, we got a few more votes coming in. Got a few stragglers. Yeah, Raines is a node. If we had a good left fielder and if we weren't a Nationals deck, I'd probably be like, yeah, we probably go Derek Jeter. He's the highest base because the other guys just aren't a 76 and we can get one of those guys. But now that we got Maddux, I think it makes it an easy choice between Raines and Jeter for sure. All right, I think we're probably good to end the vote. We got a few stragglers that came in, but I think we're good to end it. So whenever my producer ends it, we'll wait until then just to make sure. I've seen crazier things happen, but Tim Raines is winning in a landslide. So now, the only thing is if we pull the Team Sig Raines, we're never going to use it because we got the Hall of Fame Raines if we choose that. Okay, so the vote ended. 77% said Raines, 22% said Jeter. Jeter is an awesome card. It pains me not taking him because I wanted him back in the game or back in these games for a long time, and they finally got added. Now he has a Hall of Fame card. But Tim Raines, obviously the best choice. Let's go with it. See this animation one more time. And there you guys have it. There he is, Tim Raines. It's crazy that he has the best team batter card for the Nationals, SIG. And we got a higher overall than that. There he is. Woo! Now that card is obviously going out left. So we got two 76 overalls and a 74 in Jim Thome, which will probably go at first base. So Martinez will be replaced by Greg Maddux, who we pulled from the first pack. He's only a 63 base. The next lowest base guy on our team in terms of team SIG pitchers is 68 Corbin. After Corbin, there's a big drop off in terms of overalls for SIG starting pitchers on the Nationals. So Greg Maddux, perfect to replace Martinez. And then we'll put Raines out left. Dunn's a 67 base team SIG. Raines is almost 10 overall base better and a Hall of Fame player, which is a higher tier. So that's obviously a no-brainer. Dunn will probably go to replace one of these guys on the bench. I'm assuming Wallach. And then we'll probably put Thome at first base over Oliver. So Oliver is a 70. He's pretty solid. But Oliver will probably replace Dawson or Schneider or one of these guys on the bench. And we'll put Thome there eventually once we upgrade these guys. So we'll have Raines, Thome, and Maddux. And then we'll also have our 3 Hall of Fame players to get the Hall of Fame synergy. or no, 2 Hall of Fame players to get the batter overall synergy. Keep working towards 5. And then also, now that we have 3, we should have unlocked, I think, the special recruit. Yes, we got 3 Hall of Fame players, 2 from the pack and 1 from the event, and now we unlock special recruit on this account, which will take me probably a much longer time on my Dodger account. But yes, that is now unlocked. All right, that's enough of me talking, y'all. I'm not gonna lie, my voice is getting scratchy. I feel like it's starting to go out. That was a lot of talking. I apologize, but that does it for this live stream. I mean, it only took us an hour pretty much to cover that update. I told you it was the biggest update we've seen since this game came out, and it was gonna take a while, and it did. But even though it's 8:10, I'm gonna give out the coupon code, and then we're also gonna look at cards in the chat for the last 5 minutes until 8:15. We are making sure, I don't care how late it is, we are looking at cards in the chat. I said we would, and that's what we're doing. Especially since we didn't do a live match in this stream, which I didn't think we would anyway. So coupon code is gonna go in the chat now, which is 300 stars and 300 play balls. And then also, if you guys play 9 innings, I believe a highlight video went out on the 9 innings channel, and in the description / comments of that video, you guys should see a coupon that gives a skill change ticket and a skill training ticket as well, if you guys play 9i. The coupon code is going in the chat right now. I already claimed it, but if you were on iOS devices, you can only do the link. If you're Android, you can do the link or in-game version. If you're Steam, you can only do the in-game version by going to news, scrolling down to coupon exchange at the bottom, and then if you type in the end of the coupon code or in that link, which is 2025 Rivals, HOF. We've already claimed this before the stream on accident, but if you do use code, it'll say either redeemed or it's already been used, like it's already been used for us. Go to your inbox and then collect your 300 stars and 300 play balls. All right, that does it, y'all. I'm gonna switch this over. If you guys would like to put your card in the chat, go to channel 77. We can check it out now. If you guys would like to show off your cards, go to channel 777, and we'll look at cards for 4 minutes. You can put them in the chat on YouTube and then also in here, and we'll check them out. And I think some of you guys were throughout the stream, but channel 777, and let's see if this actually loads. What is going on? Why is there so much stuff in here? Okay, there we go. Awesome, awesome. Okay. So we got some cards coming in. Finally. Okay. We got Red Sox Spencer. Got ourselves a nice SIG closing pitcher. This is a beautiful card. Look at those stats over here. Look at those stats. Just got to get that last gold S skill. But look at that, baby. Just got to keep on working on the Transcendence. But that card's almost maxed out. S plus slugging prevention. This is the card I think you sent Spencer on Discord. That if you're winning in the 9th in live match, it's a GG's when you bring him in, which is for sure the case. Got an S tier pitch. That's awesome. That's awesome. Beautiful card. All right, we got Noah Syndergaard from ATS. Nice pitcher right there. 69 base, pretty solid. Keep on working on upgrading, getting the skills. S plus slugging prevention, love it. An A plus composure, nice. Greg Maddux for Chicago Cubbies. Obviously, he's going to be your preferred team, no doubt. Changing the team does not change the stats on the player, just it could change the position is all, depending on if like you have Tommy and he plays different positions for different teams. Trying to get the skills. Has anyone gotten a Hall of Fame tier skill yet? That's my question. That's my question. And just keep on upgrading. That's a beautiful card right there. Loving it, loving it. We got Greg Maddux from KCal. Keep on working, looking good, looking good. S2 slugging prevention, let's go, let's go. Loving it, got the S4 seam fastball. Looking good, looking good. Let's see this Sutton right here. I know that it wasn't bragged. But let's see. It's a solid card right there. Pretty good skill set from this card. Just gotta get the potential on that one. I feel like I missed one. Yeah, there it is. Waynos. Okay, there we go. I was wondering, the chat can be funky in this game. It can be funky. There we go. We got Tony Perez's right here from Red Sox Spencer. You can also switch the team if you want, but obviously with you being a Red Sox deck, you're going to go with the Tony Perez one. I got all S skills. Just got to keep on getting the golds. A beautiful card right there, though. Got a nice SIG catcher here for the Cardinals from Wayno. Just got to keep on getting the skills. Got to do the potential and stuff, but that's a nice card. We got the Sutton right here. Would love this on my Dodgers account, but I had to go Greg. I hope I can get him eventually. Obviously a beautiful card right there. Just got to keep on upgrading. A lot of these cards aren't going to be great right now in terms of upgrades because these just came out. Goldsmith 23. Let's see how this is going. Nice base card. Not bad, not bad. Got to keep on getting the skills and stuff and potential, but I like it. I like it. We got the Derek Jeter here from Yankee Spark. Goodness, already a 137. I see you. Beautiful card right here. Just got to get the upgrade to 20, limit break to 5, special training, and then Transcendence will probably take a long time. But already got the S1 on full swing. Beautiful. Got the skills. Just got to get that last gold skill. Nice card right there. And I like the 15 launching on that card. Just realized that. All right. And I think the last one we're going to look at is Wayno's relief pitcher Sig right here. I'm liking the skills. Just got to get the potential. Good stuff. Good stuff. And it's 8:15 on the dot. Beautiful. Perfect timing. You didn't even notice I have 2 Hall of Fame skills? Did I not pay attention to your skills? Did I miss that? Let me see. Let me find your card. I completely skipped over your skills, didn't I? That is on me. Can you put it back in the chat? I completely missed your skills. I did miss them. That's on me. Can you brag it back in there, K-Cow? I'm so sorry. I was going through those so fast, I completely missed the skills. I'm not gonna lie. The skills not showing on the actual card and only on the right side is kind of messing with me. There we go. All right, let's look at the skills. He does. K-Cow has 2 of the Hall of Fame tier skills on Greg Maddux. Wow. Wow. Got reliable arm and ace specialist. So I haven't even looked at all the Hall of Fame tier skills. How many pitcher Hall of Fame tier skills are there, and how many batter Hall of Fame tier skills are there? I didn't look into all the details. I haven't looked at that yet. Obviously, when we start upgrading these guys on stream, we'll look more into that. We didn't have time to cover all that today. He's got 2 of them. Reliable arm, which decreases the opposing batter's power and contact by 6. And additionally decreases the opposing batter's contact by 6 while increasing SU movement by 6 when placed in the 3 or 4 spot of starting pitcher rotation. Wow. So you can't put him in as your ace or 2 or your last, but 3 or 4, that's a beautiful card. All stats by 7. Increases SU velo movement and control by 12 if the opposing batter's overall is higher than this pitcher. Wow. Wow, that's really good. Obviously, think of Hall of Fame tier skills as legend tier skills in 9 innings. That's beautiful. I completely missed your skills. You'll normally see skills when you click over here and you don't have to go through this side. You'll see them on the card right there, but they only show this. That's where I missed your skills. That's my bad, K-Cow. Wow, that's a beautiful card. 14 of each batter and pitcher Hall of Fame skills. Makes sense, makes sense. I had to look into that a little bit more, but I knew I wouldn't have time to cover that today in this one. We'll save that more for a stream when we start trying to go for Hall of Fame tier skills. So, which might be in the next one, All right, that's gonna do it. You guys are awesome. We'll be back live next Monday on the MLB Innings YouTube channel. I think we're gonna probably open some more 7th historic packs since the beginning of June, a new month. We can open some more of those. Maybe we'll do some more work on some guys, and then we'll be back 2 weeks from now on Monday again at 7 p.m. Eastern time, which will be I think June 16th back on Rivals, and hopefully we'll be able to show you guys what some of our cards are looking like, and maybe do some more developing stuff with the new Hall of Fame cards, and then hopefully be able to show off some of these guys in some more live matches. So you guys are awesome. Hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great night. Stay safe, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.